Hello, friends. How are you today? Today, I am offering a self-love yin practice, which I happen to be recording the day before Valentine's Day. I thought that would be perfect to just bring in a little extra self-love. But of course, you can practice this anytime throughout the year. I will be intertwining some self-love affirmations through each of our poses. And all of our poses will be really focused on opening up the heart, the front and the back of the heart, and just doing some breath work and just really nourishing your entire soul, your heart, your being, and the essence of who you are. Okay, we will be using a bolster. Yoga blocks are optional. If you want to bring in some blankets, you can do that as well. And yes, I think that's it. So if you want to go grab your props, get into something comfy, and I will meet you back on your mat. All right, love, we're going to get started just getting our bolster propped up. So you can bring one block or another cushion underneath your bolster. So it's going to be at the back of your mat. And then we will turn to face the front of our mat and just come into an easy seated pose. And bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to the belly. And right away, just taking a cleansing breath. Big breath in through the nose, fill up the lungs. Take an open mouth exhale. Inhale again, filling up the lungs, and then send the breath a little deeper into the diaphragm. Taking an open mouth exhale. Inhaling even deeper, sending the breath through the lungs, the diaphragm, to the low belly. Open mouth exhale. Now just returning to the natural flow of your breath. So alleviating any type of control of the breath. And just allowing yourself to be here present in your body in this moment. And inviting in this intention of self-love. And inviting in our first affirmations. I love my heart. I love my soul. I love my heart. I love my soul. And really allowing yourself to make that connection. Softening the facial muscles, the jaw. Noticing where the body may be holding some tension. Noticing your thoughts. Coming back within the space of your heart. Noticing your breath. Notice how the breath floats and moves around the heart space. Noticing any area that might be a little sticky around the heart, where the breath may be a little shallow. Not trying to change anything. We're just being here in awareness. Noticing the energy of your heart. Let's take another cleansing breath. Full breath in, sending the breath to the lungs, to the diaphragm, to the belly. Taking a big open mouth exhale. Releasing the hands down. And then we're going to come into restorative Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly pose with the bolster. Couple of options here. So as you recline yourself back, a couple of options with the legs, I should say. You can keep the legs, the ankles crossed, or you can bring them into butterfly pose, so soles of the feet together. And then just letting the arms rest by the body. Or if you'd like to open up even more across the front body, you can reach the arms back behind you, maybe holding on to opposite elbows. And maybe you just stay here for a few breaths with the arms back behind you and then bring them back to the body. And an invitation to close your eyes. Stay connected within your body. Taking a cleansing breath here. Letting your facial muscles soften, the jaw relax. And our affirmation here: I honor all the ways that I am unique. I honor all the ways that I am unique. Because isn't it glorious that we all have our uniqueness? We all have very many similarities, but we are each very beautifully unique. And as we hold here in the pose, always inviting in more softness. So that may even be through the feet, the ankles, the legs, the glutes, your low back, through the shoulders, the neck, especially through the facial muscles. And then tuning in to your heart space. Noticing any tightness, any resistance. And guiding that to release, to soften. Let's take one more nourishing, cleansing breath here. So, big breath in through the nose, fill up the body. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your hands to your knees, bring the knees in, and then extend the legs all the way out. Maybe give them a little wiggle here. Good. And then we'll reach the arms back behind us, point through the toes, reach through the fingers. Take a big inhale, stretching the front body. And then as you exhale, just flex your feet. Bring the palms of your hands to your mat by your hips. And then we're going to press ourselves up. So you can start with the head first. Keep the feet flexed just to support, grounding down through the legs to bring the upper body up. And then we'll come right into a butterfly fold here. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Let's grab onto the toes or to the ankles and just take a few rocks side to side, opening up the hips. Good. And then pause. And actually, I'm going to have you grab one of your blocks because maybe you'll like to use this in your forward fold. So take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. And then exhale, folding forward here, rounding through the spine. And taking your time, letting the body melt into this pose. So not forcing it to go into a deep fold right away. Feeling every part where the back may be tight here, the hips, the knees, and just giving your body grace, giving your body love. Good. And then here maybe is where you use your block. You can rest your head on the block. Finding a place where the shoulders can soften, drop them down from the ears. Let the jaw relax. Let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, fill up your belly and the back. taking an open mouth exhale. And just taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Maybe finding an opportunity on the exhales to let the body melt a little deeper into your fold. And as we're in this pose, it's a great back of the heart opening. So think of breathing into that space, the back of your heart. And our affirmation here, I release negative talk. I release negative, it should be self-talk, excuse me. I release negative self-talk. And as we release the negative self-talk, we can replace it with positive, loving self-talk. The ways in which we would talk to our best friend or our loved one. And we'll take 5 more breaths here and see if the body is ready to go a little deeper into your fold. If not, just simply come back to where you were. And taking a cleansing breath, big breath in. Big open mouth cleansing breath out. Bringing your upper body back up nice and easy. Setting your props off to the side. Bringing the hands to the knees. Bring the knees in, send the legs out. Give them a little wiggle, a little shake. Beautiful. And we'll keep our left leg extended out. You're going to bend that right knee and bring your right foot over to your right hip. So coming into what we call a half saddle pose. And I'm going to scooch up here to my bolster so you can do the same. Now, either bringing the hands back behind you, or you can come down to the forearms, or maybe you recline all the way back on your bolster. Now, having it with one block underneath just kind of, keeps your upper body up a little bit more. If you'd like to come into this even deeper, you can take that block out. I'm going to keep mine underneath today. And then just bring your hands, palms facing down to the sides of your hips. And release any gripping that may want to occur in the glutes, the hip girdle, or the low back. And you want to have the top of that right foot on your mat. If it turns to the side a little bit, that's okay. And just breathing here into your heart space. And our affirmation here: I choose to be kind and loving to myself. I choose to be kind and loving to myself. Taking one more breath here. And begin lifting your head. Press into the palms of your hands. Press yourself up. And then we're going to come right into a forward fold here, folding over towards the left leg. So that both hands can come out in front, or maybe you use your right hand to kind of just support keeping your right foot there. And really think of lengthening from your heart forward towards the top of your mat. Let the head then be heavy, dropping the chin into the chest. Breathing in and out through your nose. Taking one more breath here. Good. Bringing the hands back towards you as you bring your body up. Shift over to that left hip very carefully. Extend that right leg out. Let's give it a little wiggle, a little shake. Good. And we'll make our way to the other side. So bending that left knee, bringing your left foot by your left hip. And same thing here, either just reclining back on with your hands or lowering yourself down. Right away, just letting the body soften, release all gripping. And even in the mind, notice where the mind may want to grip on to certain thoughts, judgments. Let that go. Make some room through the shoulders, through the chest. And our affirmation here: I deserve to take up space. I deserve to take up space. I think that is such a great affirmation, especially for this particular pose. As our heart is wide open, our shoulders are or have room to just fall back and open up across the chest. I think so many of us, and I'll speak for myself as well, tend to kind of in a standing position, round the shoulders forward, and don't always feel like it's safe or it's okay for me to take up space, to shine my inner light or use my voice in such a big way. And so holding, again, I'm speaking for myself small sometimes, and that means kind of, yeah, hunching through the back, through the shoulders. But today, as we are giving ourselves lots of self-love, we get to reverse that. Draw the shoulders back, open up the heart, and knowing that we all deserve to take up space. Taking one more breath here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Pressing yourself up nice and easy, coming right into that fold over the right leg. And we'll just hold here for about 7 breaths. Our affirmation here: I deserve to love myself. I deserve to love myself. And we deserve to love our body just where it is today. So always remembering that in yoga, we are not here to compare our bodies to others or compare what our pose looks like to another's. We simply here for ourselves, for our body, doing something good for our body, and just loving our bodies where they're at right now. Let's take one more breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. Bringing yourself up, shifting over to that right hip, swing that left leg around nice and easily, and wiggle the legs out. And then we'll make our way into tabletop. So you can just swing the legs around. We're going to keep the bolster where it is, as we're going to come back to use that for our final heart opening pose. So coming into your tabletop, just straddle your bolster, and we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So inhale, dropping the belly, reach the tailbone up towards the sky, looking forward. And then exhale, coming into your cat, round dome the spine, tuck the tailbone, and then bring the chin into the chest. And just taking a few flows doing this. Inhale it forward. Exhaling it back. And bringing in this affirmation: I let my love flow in and out. I let my love flow in and out. Let's take one more round. Coming into neutral spine. Let's stretch the legs out first. So extend that right leg all the way back. Tuck the toes under. Press through that heel as though you're trying to send it to the back end of your mat. And then bring that right knee back down. We'll do the same with the left side. Tuck the toes, press through the heel. And then bring your left knee back down. Good. And now just bring yourself forward. We'll come into child's pose, legs. So you bring the big toes to touch, widen the knees, bring the hips back. We're going to come to recline back, opening up the heart again. I'm going to give you 3 options for this particular style of pose. So one is keeping the legs just like this, like they were in child's pose, and then you would just recline yourself back. If this is too deep, too much for the quads, the knees, you can come back up, and then maybe you try widening in the feet, sink the hips between the feet and reclining back this way. Or you could also come back into the restorative Supta Konasana butterfly pose that we did in the very beginning. So I'm opting for the child's pose variation. I did this yesterday and it felt really good in my body. Good. And you always have the option, if you want to take that block out underneath, if you want to come into this even deeper, Or if you want to elevate the block underneath, to bring the upper body up even more. And then the same option with the arms as we did in our reclined butterfly pose. Maybe you bring the arms back behind you, holding on to opposite elbows. And maybe you just hold here for a few breaths. Just fill this into the body, opening up the front body, and then bring the arms back down. I actually yesterday brought my hands to my heels, and then I was kind of sitting on my hands, which helped just hold my arms here. And I was just really able to soften through the arms, the chest. And it feels really good for me. So maybe for you, something to try. Just finding what feels good for you and that allows for the heart to be open. Taking a big breath in once you get settled, and a big breath out. And our affirmation here. Everything I need is already within me. My courage, compassion, strength, and love radiates inside me. Everything I need is already within me. My courage, compassion, strength, and love radiates inside me. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths here. Cleansing breath. And bringing the palms of the hands by the feet, by the hips, lifting your head up, and really coming out of there so nice and easy and as gently as you can. Good. And then we're just going to shift the legs over to one side, send the legs straight out in front of you. And then we'll take a little counter pose, a forward fold here for a few breaths. So just take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall, and then exhale. Just slide the arms down the legs. Letting the upper body fold here. Stretching the low back. 5 breaths here.
cleansing breath. And then bring the hands, palms down by the thighs or the hips. Press into your hands to bring the upper body back up, engaging your core slightly. Let's give a little love to that low back as we've really been working it today. Good. And then we're going to move the bolster off of the mat. Send your hips forward and then lower yourself on down. Right away, bringing the knees into the chest. Take the knees nice and wide. Take a few rocks side to side. Just releasing the low back. Good. Send your feet up towards your ceiling, holding onto the backs of your thighs. Point and flex through the feet. Rotate through the ankles. And then coming into happy baby, bend your knees, widen them so they're over by your armpits, and then your feet are up towards the ceiling. Now you can either hold on to the backs of the thighs or bring your elbows to the inside of the legs and then bring your hands to the outside of your feet. And we want to press down through the low back, the sacrum, through the shoulders, and then we're just gently guiding the knees closer to the floor. So opening up the hips, releasing the low back, opening up the chest. 5 breaths here. Big breath in, big breath out. Releasing the arms, bring the knees back in closer to you. Wrap the arms around the legs now, giving yourself a big hug, a big squeeze. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Releasing the arms, releasing your feet down to your mat, and then extending the legs out, bringing the feet to the corners of your mat, remembering that you deserve to take up space. So giving yourself permission here to take up lots of space. And once you get comfortable, taking a cleansing breath. Giving your mind and body permission to come into the sweetest surrender, the sweetest release. And our affirmations here. I release all low vibrations. I release that which does not elevate me. I release all low vibrations. I release that which does not elevate me. I am pure beauty, light, and love, and I love all of me. I am pure beauty, light, and love, and I love all of me.
And if you'd like to stay here a little longer, you can always hit the pause button. Otherwise, let's take a big, nourishing, loving breath in, breath out. Bringing some gentle, loving movement into the body, wiggling the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. And then reaching the arms back behind you, point through the toes, reach through the fingers, inhale. And exhale, bring your feet to your mat. And then bring the knees in, hug the knees in. Again, rock side to side. And then rolling over to one side and then pushing yourself up, making your way up to a seated pose. And let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, just as we did in the beginning of our class. Taking a big breath in, big breath out. Noticing how you feel. I love my heart. I love my soul. Embracing yourself and this gift that you've given yourself here today of self-love. I hope that each of these affirmations resonated with you and have just opened up a sense of deeper self-love and connection. And I hope whatever else that you may have needed to receive here today in your practice was also given to you. And may you remember that you are beautiful, radiant light of love. You deserve to take up space. And you deserve to love yourself every day. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Let's bring the palms of our hands together at the heart, bowing to one another. From my great, big, beautiful, loving heart to your great, big, beautiful, loving heart. Namaste. Thank you so much, beautiful soul, for taking this time for you, for embracing yourself with self-love today. May you come back to this practice whenever you need some extra self-love. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, a like, maybe share it with somebody else that you love. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, if you could do that, that would be oh so appreciated. And also, I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about the affirmations and if you had anything come up for you in your practice. I am sending you off with so much love and light.